Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube, and welcome back to Ringlight Fables. I am your host and dungeon master, Skijaramaz, otherwise known as Toneshift, and with me today we have our full cast of players. We have SepiaWolfe playing Tuki Fletcher, our Crossroads thief, who is currently on her phone because of reasons.
Hello.
We have Mick playing Boron, our half-dwarven battlemaster.
Good morning.
We have Willyzin playing Ludviek, our Raithari paladin of Suna.
Greetings and salutations.
We have Goldwyn playing Minnove, our kobold bard and sorceress.
Hello there. Hello.
And last but certainly not least, we have Impulsive playing Kari, our Crossroads bard.
Hey.
Really quickly, I actually need to double check something, just making sure my numbers are all correct. Okay, yes, the label is correct. This is session 32. Real quick, before we launch into the meat of things, I do want to really quickly just say it. I'm very tired today. I didn't sleep super great. I've got a second wind going, but this is probably going to be a somewhat lower energy session, kind of more mellow. Plus, we've been away for like 3 weeks. You know, I had a trip to Idaho I had to do, so that was fun. And it was, too. I had a lot of fun on that trip, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here for gaming. So, let's go ahead and recap. And I have a lot of written paragraphs for this. I re-listened to our entire previous session so that I could have this shit on lock. So, where last we left off, our party found themselves bringing to an end the Jade Halberd's control over the fortress known as Red Iron Keep, located in relative isolation high up in the Barrenfell Mountains. This fortress, occupied and operated by the mercenary group known as the Jade Halberds, presided over a mine of the same name, in which a horde of kobolds were enslaved to work the mines and provide the halberds with raw materials. Among these enslaved kobolds was Minnove's mother, Najira. After a brutal battle, the halberds were defeated, their leader cast down, and the few survivors bound in rope and taken prisoner. The kobolds, now freed, gathered in the great hall of the fort to discuss their next move, inviting the opinions and perspectives of the party who were their rescuers. Many ideas were pitched, but in the end it was decided by Najira that no vengeance would be sought, not now, at least. The horde is to take a day or two to rest and regain their strength, and then to set forth, led by the party, in the hopes of reuniting with a collection of kobolds who managed to escape from this dreaded mine, many of whom were hatchlings protected by the yellow scale known as Torek. With luck, Najira will be able to convince Torek to abandon his suspicion and hate and cooperate and collaborate with the humans of Valrive, so that they might have a better chance at a peaceful existence. But the party and the horde must first be able to reach them, a task easier said than done, and while plenty of horses and wagons were found on the grounds surrounding the keep, there are other dangers that must needs be considered. After all, kobolds do not possess a healthy relationship in the broader world, unfortunately, and for so many to travel at once could potentially invite disaster if word were to reach those of an unsavory disposition. Nevertheless, as the horde settled in to rest, Minnove took time to speak with her mother and, to the shock of all, her father, Cathan. In the resultant discourse, Cathan revealed his story to Minnove, his fear of the humans Najira lived among, his shame for leaving her because of that fear, and his dread of returning to her empty-handed, but most of all his guilt and regret for having never been a part of his daughter's life, to which she basically just told him to shut up when he apologized 1,000 times. In the course of this conversation, attention was once more drawn to this enigmatic entity that had appeared to Minnove as a child after Najira had been abducted, and again, more recently, the dragon made of mist that Najira named the Orphan that has appeared to Minnove in her dreams. Whether it is a spirit, or a previously unknown dragon, or some other force at play remains a mystery, but the simple truth remains that hers is a voice heard by more than just Minnove. With matters thus settled and the path ahead fraught with perils unknown, our heroes settled in for a night of sleep and rest. That's where we left off last time, and as such, that is where we shall begin with the following morning. So, my friends, I forgot to open the calendar. Let me go do that real quick. It's been a bit.
Time is meaningless.
Time is not
It's
meaningless.
about
It's
time.
actually incredibly important, but I just, Oh, that's hilarious. Don't worry, I just saw something funny on the calendar. You can't see it if you look. It's a GM only thing, but I saw it and it's funny. Either way. The remainder of that prior day passes without incident. As Najira had instructed, the various kobolds settled in for rest and just to get some food, get some rest, and if any had illnesses or injuries or anything else, try to treat those with a more expanded amount of resources provided by the broader keep. But the sun comes up the following morning. The fog that had obscured the battle the previous day still lingers in the Red Iron Valley, but it's not quite so thick, and there doesn't appear to be cloud cover in the air overhead, creating this almost ethereal, dreamlike quality outside and around the fort, where god rays of sunlight punch through the mist and the fog, just creating a very thick but almost enchanting atmosphere. It's interesting. But the day is yours, my friends. So, what would you like to do?
Well,
Well,
we need
I
to
cast
figure out-
Fireball.
I cast fireball. Well,
we kind of
from
need to figure out where to take them, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought we were going just to where the horde was.
Yeah,
So they-
Najira basically asked you guys to lead the horde to where Torek is.
That's
Yeah, so we're just
the issue is the route. Are we going to take
Yeah.
the same route we came, or are we going to go a different route? I kind of feel like we should go just back the way we came. Stick them on the road. It's quicker that way.
Rune
in,
and Marine. You
No,
really
we don't have to
wanna
go through. We don't have to go again. I think we went over this last time. We don't have to go through a city. You can go around it.
All
Roads
right.
were designed like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we could at least camp outside a distance from Antarine, and if Minnove wants to go update Bob, and we could probably find out if we got any letter back from good old
Godfrey.
dang it, all right, Godfrey. Yes, Godfrey. See if Godfrey sent a return message, or just send a notice ahead to Godfrey. You could do that too. But
like scratch whatever. Ignore our last message, Godfrey. We got it.
Ignore our last message, Gottfried. We asked for help and then did nothing with that request. The situation is resolved. Gottfried's just like, ah!
I mean, we still need his help, to be honest.
We requested help, but we realized the situation was more dire and needed to move quickly.
Like, honestly, you
We
guys
killed
could
them
have
all.
afforded to wait. You just, Minnove was just getting her pants on fire with nerves wanting to get her mom back, which is perfectly understandable. But like,
Well, I was under the impression that there was a time limit.
no, there wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, they were there. The only time limit probably would have been just like maybe a couple, depending on how long it took for the kobolds in the
Mines
north
like
near
that
the lake.
like are designed to run in the long term. You can't exactly use a mine if you kill the entire workforce, now can you?
No.
Well,
I think
that's
it was
not
more
what
like-
I thought the time limit was. The time limit was the horde on their own.
Ah.
Yeah, the younglings and the ones that
Right, them.
Because they knew where they were, or someone knows where they are. So there's a time limit on trying. That's why we were trying to shut down this. That's why Minnove was trying to shut down the town, or shut down some way to get to them.
Right, yeah. Okay, now I remember. Okay.
Because whoever owns this operation, I forget his name off the top of my head,
Beer again.
might have an idea where they are. So there was that time limit of, oh, we got to get there, get back, and
All right.
maybe get back to a fight.
Well, anyway, we've already done that, and it's been, if I'm remembering correctly, I think in game it's been less than a week than when we took off from. Come on, let me just scroll back. From the hordeless encampment. I think it's been like less than a week from us
From the
to get
horde,
here.
let's hear. From the hordeless encampment, you would have
I
traveled
think it
like
took us 4 days.
you would have traveled like about a day to get back to Livialore, maybe some more. Then it would have taken you about let's see here. So it's like divide 166 by 30. And you'll have like a rough approximation of how many days it took you to get here. You've spent a couple days in this valley, but
At
Yeah,
least 4. There's been at least 4.
5.5.
At least 4.
yeah,
Five and
so,
a half
yeah.
days worth
So-
of travel.
So yeah, like it was like a week ago that you left Torik's group. So all this shit happened
was weird.
surprisingly fast in universe.
Mm-hmm. So we probably have a good time. Plus, we got the group to get back. So anyway, what are we going to do now today? I assume because Minnove's mom said they still needed like a day or two to gather, recoup before they head out.
Indeed. So ultimately, it all depends on you guys. What do you wish to do in this time? Do you want to just spend some time to yourself, or do you want to help out in whatever ways are available to you? To make this simple, I guess I could just go down the list one at a time and see what each person wants to do individually, if anything. That always seems to be a good way to go about it.
Yeah, I got an idea, but I'll let someone else go first while I
Alright.
prep it.
I'll just go down the list like normal, starting with Tuki. Is there anything in particular on this day Tuki wishes to do?
I don't think she knows what she can do to help. Like, she made the maps, she's made her suggestions. So I think on the following day, she's kind of more dealing with her own stuff.
Oh, right, it goes without saying. I forgot to mention, but everyone does take a long rest, so make sure you click that button on your character sheets.
Yay.
Alright, so Tuki's just kind of doing her own thing right now, just kind of finding a spot, sitting, and just, huh, and then standing up and walking somewhere else because sitting is for nerds.
Yeah, very little sitting. A lot of probably doing a lot of wind sprints and just kind of grabbing at her skin a lot.
Alright. Well then, you definitely get some looks as you're doing that, kind of, but None of the kobolds seem inclined to bother you because they don't know what you've got going on, and you're like twice their height anyway, so a lot of them just kind of let you do your thing and stay out of your way. They probably figure you're just getting in like a morning jog or something, like an exercise routine. Regardless, continuing down the list, next is Boron.
Boron will definitely do preparations like check the wagons, see that the horses are doing good, see what provisions there are, see if they are transportable, and things like that.
All right. In that case, going through the supplies that are on hand in the fort and through the various storage facilities therein, and the wagons that you found previously, as I recall, you found I think it was 5 wagons and enough horses for each of them. The idea being that most of the kobolds would have somewhere to sit, but a few would have to go on foot. Is what I recall. But regardless, when it comes to food supply, setting aside the eggs that you have back in your own wagon with butterscotch, the fort, of course, does have a fairly hefty supply of dried meats that are down in the basement for the sole purpose of keeping the kobold population fed and strong enough to do their jobs, and also the leverage population alive enough to serve as leverage. So, looking at that food supply, sort of, if you ration it carefully, you might be able to make it work for a couple of weeks, but you'd have to ration it pretty thinly. It'd be enough to get everyone through their day, but everyone would be having upset tummies because they'd be a little hungry, you know? It's like that kind of feeling where you skip a meal in a day and you're hungry, but it's not enough to it's just enough to make you kind of uncomfortable, but not enough to stop you doing what you gotta do. You're just kind of grumpy.
Okay.
So, you could probably spend the better part of the day getting those loaded up into the carts just so that they're ready to go first thing when the kobolds are ready.
That's the plan.
All right. That's going to consume an abundance of your time. In that case, let's go ahead and turn it over to Ludviek.
For mine, can you pull up again the valley we're in, that map?
Sure.
All right. So, how good of a view does Fort Red Iron have of these farms? Actually,
right now, not at all.
Oh, not at all. Okay, all right.
Because of the fog. It's
Damn.
you stand on top of the fort and you look out and it's just yes, the air is made out of gold.
Yeah,
it's very pretty,
miles.
but you can't see very far.
I mean, 6 miles. That's literally in a jog. You could get there in under an hour. Okay, so, jeez. All right, can I, from memory, did I see any of the farms at all in our whole journey in?
I'd say you. I imagine you would have seen that. You would have seen that there were farms from a distance when you were coming into the valley. Not necessarily enough to have a good idea of what they grew or what livestock they kept, but you saw that there were farms at the very least.
All right, then. Okay, what's the furthest one? All right. So loop around this thing is 25 miles.
Yeah, doing a full loop around this thing, assuming you don't stop, would take you the better part of a day.
25. She moved it. Right, 25. Because is the road bad or something, or is it?
No, it's just you can walk 3 miles an hour.
3.
That's
what the game
like
does?
that's like a standard person's walking speed is like 3 miles an hour.
Damn. Okay.
If you really want to like push yourself to like go like a forced march or a jog, you risk exhaustion doing that, but you could feasibly cover double the distance.
Yeah, because divided by 6, that's 4 hours. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Oh, wait. What am I thinking? Jog. We've got horses and
You
carts.
do. That is true.
Okay.
You do have those.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Let me think then.
I don't even know what your objective is. You're just asking me
Okay,
about
my objective
farms.
basically is to see if these 2 farms, which would be the closest on the whole loop, have any cattle, and if they'd be willing to part with any.
All right.
Mostly just say to them, I'm looking to see if you have any cattle that you'd be willing to part for slaughter. The fort is in need of some extra supplies. We'd be willing to compensate you for your loss of head. So, not exactly tell them exactly what's going on, but, enough. I mean, it's true. It's going to the fort.
You might not look exactly like a Jade Halbert, though.
Well, that is exactly why we have a whole bunch of their uniforms around. Surely there's a tabard you can throw over.
Okay.
I suppose that is a thing you could try. All right.
So, actually, yeah. And then Boron's doing his whole thing with the suckling. So, Ludviek would say to him, "It's like, so it'd be pretty scant on the rations. Let's see if I could find us some more meat, just to prepare beforehand, and maybe something else. But I'll make a quick trip around the loop. If not, well, maybe we could find some chickens of some kind. Chickens, pigs, maybe a cattle or 2. I will be back."
All right.
And I ask Kari if he would like to join me, because if there's anyone who might be able to help ring a deal, it might be him. Would that be something you're interested in, or do you have other ideas, Kari?
He is presently muted.
Oh no.
I did not realize I was muted. I've been talking.
Oh no.
I was saying, yes, that sounds like something we can go do.
Okay.
Excellent. All right.
All
So
right.
we take one of the carts and 2 of the horses, and I'd say we probably head for this one first, because that's the closest.
All right. That'll be a bit of a trek, so we'll come back to that as like a bit of a side mission. So that's Ludviek and Kari spoken for, so last on the list then is Minnove. What does Minnove wish to do?
I think Minnove is just gonna help Boron with putting everything in the cart or trying to get the carts ready. She's gonna try and prepare the carts best she can.
All right.
Preparing for the inevitable departure and wanting to give everyone their reuniting like kind of time together.
All right. Fair enough. In that case, yeah, not too much of an issue. Every so often, one of the stronger kobolds, like one of the ones who was down in the mines and, wasn't sick or hurt or anything, volunteers to, like, help with the process. You can accept their help or not. Like, they seem eager to get their hands moving.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I accept all the help I can get.
All right.
Being like, oh no, I can't. Seeing like a stronger looking kobold. Like, oh no, I can't lift this box. It's so heavy. Oh, my little arms, my little magic arms. Oh my goodness.
Kathan is conspicuously very insistent on volunteering, so.
Oh, she's making him work.
I gotta start making up for my absence somehow. Might as well start here.
I have fatherless behavior now, Dad.
All right. In that case, let's go ahead and cut ourselves over to Ludviek and Kari's little excursion to a nearby farm. Let me just double check my own notes real quick. All right, so gathering up one of the horses and one of the wagons, you set out at a decent clip with horses moving at their faster speed. It barely takes you an hour to get there, maybe less. The fog isn't quite as, well, actually it's a little, no, it's not quite as thick there actually, because just judging by everything here, it's a little higher up in the foothills of that peak there, so the fog wouldn't have settled on it. So it's a little higher up, so that as you're kind of following the path after crossing that river, it starts going uphill quite a bit, sort of into like the more steeper like crags, bluffs, and foothills of this particular mountain peak. And as you're sort of going up higher, the thickness of the mist begins to dispel a little bit. And if you look to the south and west, it almost looks like an ocean of just fluffy white that kind of sprawls out, sunlit from the top by, the morning sunlight striking it. It's just beautiful to behold, honestly. You see a flock of mountain birds breaking through, almost like a pod of surfacing dolphins, go up and disappear among distant mountain peaks, and before diving back down into the fog.
Like the Alps.
Kinda,
Nice.
yeah. Following the path, you eventually do find this small little farmstead. I'm not necessarily well educated on all the immediate amenities and necessities a farm would need, but you do see, it seems largely to be a lot of field that is devoted to the type of crop and like staple food that's well suited to a mineral-rich environment. So you see a lot of large patches of berries or carrot plants. You do see a sort of a large pasture area as well, sort of behind the main structures. Looks to largely be a population of chickens, but you do see some cows sort of in and amongst them, just kind of out chomping at grass. I assume that's how you do cows. I don't know. I'm not a farmer.
Oh, yeah. Grass and feed and hay.
Grass and feed and hay, and it all produces farts.
You just kind of let them do their thing, usually.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Got kind of a squat little primary like house structure sort of out front of everything, kind of snug up against this sort of a dirt-packed path you're following.
So on the way over, before they left, I assume Ludviek was able to find enough Jade Halberdy things to make him look Jade Halberdy. And Kari, well, he can
There's a good way to check that. There's a good way to check that, and that's by I'm going to have it be a investigation or survival check, your pick, because I really wish there was just a scavenge skill in this game, and there's not.
All right, I'll go survival.
Fuck. Okay.
There's the luck for today. That's it.
Yeah, okay. I can't argue with that. So, yeah, you easily are able to kind of like, it's a little awkward in places, but like, you're able to find sufficient like heraldry of the Jade Halberds to kind of deck yourselves out into, at the very least, sell the illusion to someone who might not know their uniform code that, oh yeah, these guys are Jade Halberds. So.
Hell yeah.
So, well done on that. Christ, okay. All right. So,
you're a very good commander, Kari.
I know, thank you.
So, the plan I have, as Boron was investigating, we got enough for travel rations, and enough to get the whole group of kobolds by for a bit of time. But I feel that a little bit more wouldn't hurt. But also, they have their freedom, but their spirits are still down. If we could find some extra meat, I feel in enough time, even before the nighttime, with a bit of help, could easily gut a cow or two and make a feast. A bit of a celebration for victory and freedom. And that's where I need your help, Kari. You're kind of the best one who can wheel any kind of deal. I believe the term is, yes?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Ludviek, I do think your heart is in the right place, but Hmm. We should probably discuss it further, but I believe it might be wiser to wrangle up this meat, hold on to it, and then save the feasting and celebrations when we reach our destination. But we can discuss that later. For now, let's just focus on getting the food.
Well, this one seems to have a few cows here. How many would you say there are, Skij? Or do you want us to investigate to see if we can find?
10,000.
That would be stupid. Tell you what, I'll do a Daggerheart roll and we'll see. Let's say 20, just kind of out there.
Oh, that's actually a decent herd. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, these guys are loaded.
To be fair, you do need a lot of meat to keep a large population of carnivores going in the long term. So it makes sense that they'd have a lot of providers of meat, or at the very least, meat byproduct.
Yeah, probably not the only farm too. All right.
There are at least 3 in this valley, so.
Oh.
It does seem the majority of their livestock does appear to be chickens, though. Which makes sense. Chickens produce eggs, just a fuck ton of eggs, and you can get a lot of mileage out of eggs.
Yes. So, Kari, I'm thinking 2 would be good of cows. 3 would be perfect. You can easily just have them travel along with the caravan if your idea is to have them later when we regroup with the whole group. Could also just have 1 tonight.
Maybe one tonight couldn't hurt.
Yes. All right, but let's see if they're willing to deal. I'll leave that to you. But if you need assistance, I am right here.
All right, Ludviek, I just have one question.
Go ahead.
What do we have to offer them?
Well,
are we just going to take the cows and walk away?
Oh, no. Of course not. I was thinking, well, we did find some gold, you said, in the captain's cabin?
Oh, yes.
I believe, oh shit. What is the actual thing for livestock in D&D? That is a good question.
I checked this a minute ago. A single cow is 10 gold pieces because, as it so happens, cows are valuable animals.
So this is why the quickest way to utterly ruin a local economy is for an adventurer to walk in with a bunch of cows and chickens. So what magic items are you buying? Oh, I bought 10,000 cows. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? Own everything?
Like, the big bad evil guy's like, how are you going to defeat me? Have you heard of a stampede?
Oh, fuck.
Have you heard of stagflation?
Oh, God.
Oh, great. Congratulations, Kari. You have now started Spice and Wolf. Okay.
I don't know what that is, but let's not.
Neither do I, but I'm going to laugh like I do.
Anyone who knows that reference is laughing. All right. So 10 gold. You might be able to talk them down, but they aren't here. Who knows? Could try going the Jade Halberd route. Maybe they already have a compensation system.
I think we can just pay them the value of the cow. We want 3, right? I mean, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
I mean, I don't even have to think about that. Like, okay, here's 3.
All right, but maybe you could talk them down a bit. Who knows? I'll leave that up to you. All right, but we need to hurry back.
All right. So, Kari's stepping forward for the discussions and whatnot?
Yep.
All right, so as you kind of dismount from the horse or pop off the seat in front, whichever it was you were doing, and start making your way toward the sort of front-facing house, you don't reach the door before it pops open, and a A human gentleman pops out, looks to be maybe in his mid-40s, kind of has a bit of a comb-over going. He is wearing an apron at the moment, so you get the impression he might have been in the middle of making a breakfast or something. It does have like a few like stains on it, looks like egg grease stains. He's kind of washing his hands off. He's just coming out, looks a little tired, kind of squints at the two of you. A little early, isn't it?
Well, we figured we'd get our errands done early.
Yeah, I mean, like, early in the season. Like, you don't usually show up on this day. Something happened?
Oh, we just, we had some bandits run through and steal some of our food supply. Well, some sentries of ours weren't looking, and we were wondering if we could pay you for some cattle.
Huh. Are the bandits taken care of, at the very least?
We have a detachment already tracking them down, and they should hopefully be dealt with before we are even back.
Huh. All right. You said you were after cows?
Yes.
How many do you need?
We were thinking 3.
All right. Well, kind of rubs at his nose a little bit. Well, it's not too bad. We got plenty, but I need to replace them at some point. I mean, we'd be happy to hand over a couple, but we're gonna need to replace them at some point. So,
How about we tack 20% onto current market value for each?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so that would be 36 gold, right? And he's going to look over to Ludviek.
Ludviek just goes, and nods.
And so 36 gold pieces.
All right, so you kind of count those out, pass that forward, and this guy's eyes sparkle like the sun as you kind of hand him this load, and part of you wonders if he's actually going to spend this money on 3 new cows that he'd have to bring over from somewhere else, or if he's going to add a little luxury to his life.
You know, I don't think that matters for us, and I'll just subtract 36.
Either way, like, for us. His eyes are definitely sparkling as he's kind of putting the coins away. He does kind of give you a look like, you know, it's funny. I don't think the fort had, like, no offense to, like, any Crovan or Ithor in their recruitment. Like, they do a recruitment drive recently or something?
Well, they
rotate us out.
Yes, it's been a rotation.
Ah, okay.
They despite how much they talk about our reputation and how we're all great, he's going to lean in and say, they unfortunately like to keep the humans up front.
Right.
So you know, big job came up and they wanted to look all professional.
Well, I'm not one to question able hands if they're doing their job right, so as long as you folks keep doing your job up here, we'll keep doing ours. I'll have those cows out for you here in a minute.
All right, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. And he heads back inside.
And what's your name? First, sorry. As I said, we're new here.
Give me a moment to generate one.
Yes, see, it's the classic goblin in the tavern situation.
One moment.
We won't ever see him again.
One moment.
Not if I have anything to say.
Edmund.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Edmund. My name is... Hang on, let me mentally generate a cover name.
Remember, Crovan names are 4 letters, 2 syllables.
I'm not saying the first one that popped in my head.
What was
My
it?
name is Rookie.
Rookie.
It was Dookie. Like, it popped in my head, and then like a second later, I went, wait, no.
I pity the Crovan named Doocy.
Can you please make
Dookie.
it Dookie? Please
Dookie.
make it Dookie. Oh
Not
my god.
Doocy.
Dookie.
No, please, come on in, take a seat, drop a deuce. The Critical Role joke. We are so original on this fucking show.
That did critical damage to my psyche. I'm sending you the bill.
Okay. You just gave me 36 gold. I'm set to pay.
I just want to call him Do Me, Dummy.
Wait. Well, that escalated quickly.
That is the most
We're going-
unfortunate name for a Croven.
One letter off of my name.
You know, because
That is true.
Uki is like the easiest 2-syllable thing to think of.
I mean, I
Sorry.
yelled at Skidge the other day, like, where's my Croven with the name Coffee?
Make one.
Call.
There's your backup character. Minnove dies,
There
new
you go.
character, Croven named Coffee.
She's got a caffeine
Barista.
addiction.
Anyway, so Edmund gives you a little nod. Pleasure to meet you, Rookie. I hope to do business with you again in the future.
Yes.
So Edmund heads back inside, and a few minutes later he comes back out with, sort of heads out into the field, ropes up a trio of cows. They're kind of just, as they're being brought out, just annoyed at the disruption to their routine, but not really fighting it or complain or like anything like that. They're just whining, they're just complaining, but they're just going along with it as he brings them out on leads. Right, here you go.
Thank you very much. All right, Rothgar, let's get going.
As you say. I'm not gonna say it. All right, we're out. We're done.
Rothka. Why'd you name me Rothka? What's that by?
Rothgar. I don't know. It's from
Rothgar.
something.
One moment,
I
something's
feel like that's a
happening.
Beowulf character.
It sounds like one.
Wasn't he from Skyrim?
Yeah, Hrothgar.
Hrothgar is the name. High Hrothgar is the name of where the Greybeards fuck around, and Hrothgar is also the name of the race of lion people you can play in the critically acclaimed MMO Final Fantasy XIV. Now with an extended trial going all the way up to Stormblood and level 70 with no limits on playtime.
Jeez. There's your ad for today, folks.
The Final
Funny for
Fantasy
that.
XIV copy pasta. It made it into Ringlight Fables.
Well, it's better than Raid, Shadow. Oh, I'm stopping.
Shush, you shut the fuck up.
Please.
You keep that horse shit out of your goddamn mouth.
Okay, let's get back to the fort.
Yes, please. So, a trio of cows slow you down a little bit, but you bring them back to the fort without any issue. And already, as soon as you kind of break the line of the fog, and like any of the kobolds who have line of sight of you are just staring at the cows, and you can just like kind of like what light there is glinting off their eyes is also glinting off their saliva because they are not drooling, but they're very close to. It's like food.
Ari hefts up the stick.
The stick.
You know, like if they come close, he's just gonna like poke them with the bottom. Like, nope. It's like the Always Sunny bit where they're trying to lift the guy off the building, and then Danny DeVito comes to like push the guy down with the pole. Like, no,
you don't.
I've never seen that show, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Neither have I,
It's
but I know
it's
the
a
gif.
meme.
Okay. Either way, so word does rapidly start spreading through the horde that one of the birds and the lion has come back, and they've brought cows. They've brought meat. They've brought food. And like anyone else in the fort, you do catch wind of this, so you're free to respond if you so wish. Najira, at the very least, emerges from the fort as you're arriving. What, something funny happen? That I was when I wasn't looking.
No, just that you can respond if you wish, and then just
Nope.
my brain is doing dial tone. Will doesn't say anything, and then you just go on like nothing happened.
They gave a beat for someone to say if they wanted to do anything. I didn't hear anything. So there we go. Ging gong gong ging ging. So if anyone else does wish to respond to this, speak up now.
Just saying good word.
All right. Either way. So Najira will, at the very least, emerge from the fort as you're starting to, clamber off the wagon and approach you two. I was wondering where you two went. She kind of looks over at the cows.
I'll let her speak first.
She's not saying anything at the moment. She's just looking at the cows.
Well, as we were taking stock, we do have enough rations that travel even beyond the others at the lake. We'll have enough supplies to get by for a bit. However, it comes to my attention that it takes more than just rations for one to live. So, and Ludviek just pats one of the cows. 1 tonight, and 2 when all is reunited.
The meat from one cow could see this horde through for for several days.
Yes. Tonight, eat and recover. Kari, could you take these 2 down to the stables with the horses? They should be fine in there. There were a couple spots.
All right, I'll be doing that.
And,
Come along, cows.
Najira?
That is my
Don't
name,
try.
yes.
Yes. Ha. And the movie does a little, turns around, does a little fist bump. Yes. It's like, he's remembering names. He goes, do you have any in your group who are well-versed in butchery? I know a bit myself, but many hands make light load. I believe the phrase is.
Of everyone in this horde, I'm probably the most qualified for that. I've spent the most time among humans and their techniques. That being said, we are kobolds. We're more than capable of eating our meat raw.
True. Very true. But I think if you ask your daughter, I do have ideas. It is one thing to have a fresh cow, yes, but it's another to have a feast of a cow. We have an entire lotter at my standpoint right now. Standpoint? No. At my beck and call. That's the term. Yes, beck and call. I think I could make for you and your horde a very veritable feast that will lift the spirits of even the most down.
If you are volunteering to do this for us, far be it from me to say no.
Well then, I'd say I will need your help with the handling of a creature of this size. It is quite a bit even for me. Alright, so Ludviek's plan basically is to take the cow, butcher it, which I believe with modern, that's with modern techniques. It would probably take a good 5 hours, I'm thinking. Then basically it's to start cooking it, involving parts from the larder, which you said, if you remember, was like you had cheeses down there, you had other types, and basically his idea is to make a smorgasbord, which is a meat and cheese of different types and seasonings for the kobolds and everyone there.
All right. Fair enough. That'll take you the better part of the day until dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
And
need me to do anything for that, or?
Nah, I'll just let you have it. Ludviek's demonstrated that he's a good cook when he's, dealing with bits and bobs and scraps. But here you have, a dedicated kitchen, an abundance of supplies, and help. I'm not going to make you roll for that. It's just going to take time. You just get it. So, in the interim, is there anything else, or shall we just push on to the night?
Keep going.
I'm good to push on to the night. I feel
right.
like loading up the carts and preparing the carts would take
All right.
quite some time.
All right.
Push it.
Whomst the fuck dares? Messenger has pinged me. It must not. Not right now, fools. I love you all, but not right now. All right, back to this. So, indeed, the day passes largely uneventfully. Most of you taking minor mundane tasks to just keep things moving, help get things ready. The vast majority of the kobolds remain in and around the fort, just getting what rest they can in preparation of the travel, though there is a palpable aura of anticipation after word spread of, they brought cows. They brought cows. Are we gonna eat some cows? Are we gonna have some fucking steak? So there's like that little tingle electrical feeling of excitement in the air. As the day drags on and the sun begins to dip toward the horizon, sort of gradually painting the thick fog in the valley, a deeper shade of gold, which starts to rust over to a very deep and ominous red before it shifts to lavender blue and gradually begins to fade away into dark. I'd say it's like at around the lavender hour, I'll call it, because that just sounds cool. That the bulk of the cooking process is complete. And as like I'm imagining you're like just getting like a big ass like wagon just filled with just meat and cheese and shit or something to that effect.
Sorry, coughing. Anyway, yes, basically.
So people can just
idea-
grab some stuff and just chow down.
Yeah, the idea is basically it's just different seasonings on different cuts of meat, and mostly pan-fried or put in an oven and roasted and seasoned differently of each type, and then just cheese accompaniment there of cut-up types, and basically it's just grab meat, grab cheese, a bit of fruit in there too for flavor, but yeah.
All right. And for purposes, we'll say that Najira employs some cantrips to keep the meat warm, because you only have like so many things with which to cook meat at once, so you're kind of doing it in batches. So Najira's keeping things warm as they're coming out. But eventually, at that lavender hour, Najira moves ahead of you to sort of start gathering the horde in one place to eat. The rest of you are invited, of course. Eventually, though, as you're sort of bringing your, like, big wheel tray thing full of, like, meat cuts and seasonings and cheeses to, I'm gonna say, like, a place is set up sort of outside of the tower just so that there's a bit more of, like, an open air sort of friendly environment. Najira speaks to the horde, just loud and proud, like, friends, we're likely to set off come the morrow. Most of our hurts are tended, our illnesses addressed to the best of our ability for the moment. But we're visited by another kindness. Some of you will have seen this morning 2 of our rescuers ventured out and returned with cows. Meat of that caliber we haven't had in years. Well, apparently they're not done with just helping us escape this fetid mine. They wanted to give us a treat. Tonight we feast, and tomorrow we set forward to reunite with our loved ones. So eat well and be merry. It's a gift to us from them. And there are cheers that rise up from the crowd. This music doesn't seem appropriate, so I'm going to change it. It's wonderful for being out in the middle of a party or something, or like out in the middle of the wilds, but we're in a party. So, but yeah, there's a big cheer that comes up from the kobolds as you bring out like just this big spread of cuts of cow, and they swarm it like ants to a fallen bit of sugar. They're just all over it. It's honestly a bit alarming to just see a tidal wave of kobold come and start making off with cuts of meat that they're very rapidly starting to bite down on. The air is thick with kind of like this. Like, you've traveled with Minnove enough to know that kobolds can sometimes get kind of snarly and snappy when they're eating, to like just it happens sometimes, and like these ones are really hungry and haven't clamped down on that particular instinct. So the air is very thick with a lot of snarls and growls and just general guttural noises as they're tearing into their meals. But it's nevertheless an uptick in the energy and morale of their number that you haven't seen since you got here. So you feel a little touch of warmth sort of a creep up at the sight. It's nice.
Yay.
Ooh. Remember never to make sure Minnove goes hungry.
What?
Oh, look.
I mean,
It's a wonder that actually Bob was able to actually keep his business open. My gosh, if you were like this in your younger age, you'd eat him out of house and home.
I ate a lot. I ate quite frequently. We had lots of stews. A lot of duck. And I had my occasional rat or mouse or such. So this manners at least.
I think Boron will stick to plant matter for tonight's dinner. He doesn't want to risk an angry kobold breathing down his neck.
Doesn't want to
Boron.
offend someone.
Yeah.
It's like I want that food.
Boron, do not worry. We have at least, I think, if I counted right, at least 350 pounds of meat itself that we were able to use, and there's still the scraps.
Still, there's a couple of veggies. They won't be missed.
Well, either way, we gotta empty out these ale, so I'm gonna go get some pints.
That I can help with.
Does anyone want a pint?
Several.
Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
So Kari,
Thank you.
5 times over. Boron, you know what? Let's just get a couple barrels, Boron.
That sounds perfect. Yeah.
Sure, easy enough.
I fully imagine Minnove is just going to start singing "Roll Out the Barrel," and well, literally rolling out a barrel.
Yeah. So you locate one of the ale barrels and you break it out, no problem. It's a bit awkward maybe to get it through the door of the castle, but I'm not gonna like get uppity about that. You get it through just fine.
All right. Crack it open and I'm gonna start drinking
All right.
and offering drinks to pouring drinks for everyone else.
Oh.
All right. A few kobolds kind of curiously come by, ask if they could have some of the ale.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
And Minnove will pour like a little if they're sheepishly coming up to her asking for it, be like, hey, can I have a sip? She'll give them like a little taste and then let them choose if they want to continue it or not.
And it's like the attitude is more like, humans seem to make a big deal about this thing that I've never had, and as long as I'm here, I might as well see what all the hubbub is about.
Yeah, Minnove will share it.
All right, so you pass a mug forward to this particular kobold. It seems to be a green scale. He takes a little cup, gives it a sniff. Immediately his lips kind of peel up, showing his teeth. His eyes kind of narrow. His tail lashes a few times. Ah! Is it supposed to smell like that?
What? Like what?
I had worse.
I mean, it's quite cheap ale.
It's bubbly, it's fermented. I'd say yes.
He takes a sip and just kind of stands there for a second, and you see like his tail lashing really, really fast behind him, as if like all of his like physical reaction to the thing he just ingested is going into his tail. Finally, he. Humans
Told you
drink
the
this
tail.
for fun?
Yes.
That
Why?
was
Quite
my
frequent.
response.
Hmm?
That was how I felt about it.
That is what you thought. That's exactly what. But that's after the reaction of water. Water's very very
Water
strong,
doesn't
very
taste
potent.
like this. Water tastes like
not
water.
Not this kind of water. Make sure you order the water with a lowercase W, and not an uppercase W.
What's a W? You need to remember, a lot of these guys don't necessarily. You gotta remember, a lot of these guys don't necessarily have a great grasp of the common tongue, especially its written form.
Essentially, yes, Kari, continue.
You know how you said what?
Hmm?
The wa. That's a W. Is the wa. Wa.
Wah.
Wa.
Wah.
Wa.
Wah.
Wa. Wa. That's a W.
Kind of eyes his little cup of ale for a second, takes a second sip. Nope, it's West the second time.
It's not everybody's palate. It's more good. It's more better paired with some. You know what? A Minnove will put it down. Tuki,
Yes?
you said that you have a karimba. You play it every once in a while, right?
Yeah. So,
All right.
Here.
Beautiful thing. Minnove's gonna grab Tuki's hand and grab Kari's hand. Drinks are not drinks without music. So I wish for you both to accompany me as we sing and dance and get drunk.
Which then Ludviek pipes up from a different table. Not too drunk. We got a long way to go.
Listen. It goes in the tail. It's fine.
That callback, awesome. It's like 30
I
fucking
don't think that's
sessions
how it
ago.
works.
That's exactly how it works. You'd be so surprised. But I think it'd be fun. At least test your unless you're too scared to go performing in front of kobolds.
I would like to roll performance on Hungarian throat singing.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Sure. I mean,
Okay, the only question I have is where did he learn it?
the kobolds.
all I have to do is hear it.
Oh, right. Space that.
Yeah, and the kobolds do, their main music does seem to be drums and throat singing. That and bone flutes. So.
All right. Whatcha?
Jesus Christ!
That's not even green.
It's not, but it's
It's a 19.
it's close. 30. Fuck. Okay. So yeah.
he's not even gonna give a look. He's not gonna say a snarky remark. His response to her saying that is to just launch into kobold throat singing.
All right, so so you immediately launch into some kobold throat singing, not necessarily knowing fully the meaning of the words you're saying, but you've heard this song at least once, and as you've been hanging out with the various kobolds, and as it kind of comes belting out of you, there's some startled noises from some nearby kobolds as they hear this, but then some cheers go up. It seems that whatever this song is, they're happy to hear it, and even some start joining in. You have no idea what you're singing, except Minnove. Which,
Nice.
I'll leave it up to you what the song is, honestly, because I can't think of one. What it's about.
All good. Minnove's just gonna snicker at it.
Yeah.
And he's gonna lean over to Tuki and be like, he has no fucking idea what he's saying.
Neither do I, but everybody looks like they're having fun.
Yeah? Well, for a song about... Oh god, why'd I put myself in this situation?
And then you can see when she says this, the corners of Kari's face lifting up in a beak smile.
Yeah, the way Kraven smiles are generally just your cheeks go up.
His cheeks go up. He's like, now who's on the spot?
You see, Tuki. The song is very much of a. He's performing it flawlessly, mind you. It's basically is joyous of happy day to be alive. Some could say you're happy. You want to clap your hands and such.
It is true. The bulk of the kobolds that were in Torik's horde were hatchlings, so chances are the songs being sung there would have been kids' rhymes. So you were singing a nursery rhyme. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. It's basically that. Yeah, that's funny. I love it. We're keeping it.
Excellent.
I was worried it was going to become something like raunchy for a second, but no, that works even better.
I was thinking raunchy, but I felt like that was too easy.
Either way, it does seem to be landing well with the crowd. It's like, you know what? As silly as this is, I could do with some fucking silly. Fuck it, we're clapping.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes,
Barney is a dinosaur.
No, please. Don't bring back repressed memories.
Too late.
Barney
We're
is
uncorking
a
the cerebral
dinosaur
cortex.
that lives inside your mind.
In
And
fact,
if you want to be free of him, there is one thing you will find.
In fact,
you.
as Kari is singing the words, Minnove is directly translating it into common. just to poke fun at it, but also giving Tuki the chance to learn some words.
Right, that's right, because Tuki does still have a learn dragon tongue counter that we haven't dealt with in a while.
Things have been a little urgent since we put it in place.
Fair enough. Where did we leave that? Where did I leave that? It's somewhere in here.
You know, if there was ever a nursery
It's
rhyme,
directly above my character sheet for me.
There it is. Sure. Let's go ahead and just add 2 to that, because you're learning a few new words. Progress 4.
Wonderful.
Alrighty. Cool. Either way, it's entertaining at the very least, so.
Minnove proceeds to also supply Kari with more views, hopefully to keep having him sing more nursery rhymes than he possibly had listened to at the burrow.
Perhaps.
All right, well, it makes sense. If y'all are like chugging a bunch of alcohol tonight, then I'm gonna need con saves.
Minnove is. I don't want to say anything for anyone else, but Minnove is
All right.
trying to get drunk at the very least.
Okay.
Ludviek
Kari started singing before he started drinking.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ludviek is trying to he'll have some drinks, but he is not going to try and get himself plastered. He's gonna.
Well, let's let the dice decide that.
All right. Well, Boron is screwed.
Con save.
I
Oh,
have
no.
advantage at least.
Okay, then
13.
Boron's a little tipsy. Tuki is fucked. Minnove is not as fucked, but a little fucked.
I guess fine. I'll roll 2.
Ludviek is
okay.
fine.
Ludviek paced himself. this is the degree of things. So Kari starts singing and is singing. Minnove can't seem to get him to drink, so she's like, "Fuck it, fine. Boron, take Kari's drink." So Boron starts drinking more, like for 2 people, and then Minnove is like, "Here, Tuki, drink," and then Tuki's like takes a couple drinks, but like has a.
Tuki's throwing them back. Seems very different than normal.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well, Minnove is matching the energy of throwing it back.
The oath of throwing it back. You see, you say throwing it back, and all you think of is consuming alcohol. I hear throwing it back, and I think about putting out your ass. Because the paladin oath of throwing it back has poisoned me.
That too. It's never not an option.
I know what my next character is going to be.
No! Forbidden subclass, I'm sorry.
I was going to go with the garlic bread domain, but fine.
You know what? I would accept that. The bread guy getting a garlic bread. Anyways.
So yeah. All right,
Yeah,
so
no, I will say that it fits because Tuki does usually pace herself because she knows she's not that tough. Today she is not caring.
Makes sense. Clocking. Minnove is matching the energy though, and also drinking.
All right. Well, unless there's anything else specific y'all wish to do tonight during this little gather together party thing.
I ain't ruining this high.
All right. All right. Then for the next while, the kobolds eat a handful, try to drink, and decide maybe another day, and carry on. But mostly, like, it's with Kari providing some music, and it's just there's been a lot of tension over the last week, and so it feels amazing to just unspool a bunch of it, to just kind of let yourself unfold and basically almost mentally just flop. You still have more shit to do, but for the moment at least, you can just relax and unwind and go a little crazy.
Yay.
As is always the case with parties like this, though, gradually the energy begins to die down. The kobolds that had definitely done a fair bit of dancing of their own when Kari started singing have burned off their energy, and or at the very least, they're trying to save some more of that energy for the journey ahead. And as the meals are fully consumed and the leftovers are stowed away for the future, kobolds start tucking themselves away for rest and recovery. The music begins to die down a little bit. Darkness falls over the valley as the last fragments of sunlight fade from the fog, leaving the tower fairly isolated in shadow that barely even the silvery glow of the pale ring can pierce. A rather notable contrast to how it was prior, but all the same. If all is well, then y'all can tuck yourselves in for the night to make ready for the morrow.
I'd say probably the last thing right before the night turns over. Ludviek would just make sure that anyone who looks like they may have gotten a bit too overdone, he'd try to give them a few points of lay on hands, and also whoever was of the most sickly of the group, he'd make sure they're at least he'd double check on them.
Fair enough. Yeah. Make a medicine check.
Yes. And bada-boom. Ouch.
All right. So, near as you can, like, that's still a 10. That's an average result. Near as you can tell, like, there are a few individuals who, drank a little more than perhaps they needed to, but it's fine. And as for like any lingering injuries or illnesses that might still be among their number, there might be a couple left, but nothing so severe that it's like threatening or immediately apparent. And if there's anything deeper, you're not catching it right now.
All right.
All right.
And with that, he goes to bed.
I drank the normal amount. Okay? Just the normal amount, Ludviek.
Yes. Now, hopefully you'll get the normal amount of sleep.
I'll take Kari into bed. Tuki. Not Kari.
Ah, yeah. Kari's fine.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Minnove is at some point during the night passed out.
Yeah. I'm gonna collect her too.
All right.
Not the first time.
Yeah, it's not the first time. Like you've hauled these two drunk ones up before. Like you did it for the entire group one time back in Antony, and that was a fun day. But either way, if there's nothing else, then you gradually bunker down for the night as the kobolds tuck themselves away to regain their energy for the road ahead. The day fades out and comes back the following morning. And I am going to veto it this time and say that this time you do have clear skies, not the fog that the calendar is telling me should still be here.
Fog will never leave.
We're in Silent Hill.
Anyway. So yes, another long rest. Morning comes. Tuki wakes up with a hell of a hangover. Minnove wakes up with a bit of a hangover. Boron wakes up with the outermost circle of hell of a hangover. And everyone else is fine.
Maybe the barrel was not the brightest idea. Did we drink it all?
Hmm?
Did we drink the whole barrel?
You drank the whole barrel.
I drank the whole barrel.
Yes.
There
Well,
was
no,
a
you
little
and
left.
Tuki.
Me and Tuki drank the whole.
Far too loud.
Keep your voices down.
Yeah.
I mean, Boron looks... Boron?
Like what?
Like Boron. I don't...
This
Oh.
is my normal looks.
Oh. It's okay. Don't worry. I... Thank you, everyone. Ugh. We ready for a long day?
Yeah, go for a run.
So much.
Would a run help?
I don't know.
Do you want to get some more sleep? Might help the headache end of
No.
it.
Nope.
All right.
No more sleep.
All right. No
Where's
worries.
Ludviek with the lay on hands to purge the poison?
Ludviek is up there and he's already sitting in a chair, just, leg folded over one other, they're just resting, and he's just, I guess I see who is finally awake. Enjoy the night and the morning after.
Always. Never regret.
Good. For there's much to prepare.
Oh, work me to the bone, Ludviek. I will do this while having a little hangover.
All right. Who again looks the worst off?
Boron
Was
and
it-
Tuki look kind of fucked, but Minnove is like only lightly hungover.
What?
All right.
No, I'm
I
not.
thought Boron did okay.
Oh, right, yeah.
I
Light,
got-
okay,
I
yeah.
got
Like,
13.
okay, right, yeah. I keep forgetting you have advantage on that.
Okay,
Tuki looks
Ludviek
kind of
is-
fucked up. Minnove and Boron are slightly hungover, but not too bad.
Yeah, Ludviek is just going to use 5 points just to get Tuki the worst out of it because he's going to need the whole group at 100%. They need to head out. So,
All right. So you put a lay on hands on Tuki. The headache and general poison effects of the hangover, the worst of them at the very least, go away. There are some residual effects that sort of linger at the corners of your mind, but those will go away as you wake up and come to.
for the rest of you, I say heavy amounts of water and a good amount of breakfast. And no hair of canine that snapped at you. The thing, there is turn.
I have no fucking
Drinking again in the morning to get rid of the hangover.
I don't understand what you were saying, Ludviek.
Neither do
Whatever
I.
words are coming out of your mouth, I don't process them. I'm just gonna go outside and start everything up, I guess.
Well, if you follow me, I could definitely use the hands.
Well, I can give at least 2.
Good. And if you get on down on all fours, then you have no hands.
Oh, whoa, Ludviek, I don't know you like that. We're friends, buddy.
I meant you could move faster, skitter like, like lizard in glass.
That is the thing kobolds can do.
Uh-huh. Right. Can't believe he asked me to go down on all fours. Who asks that?
Ludviek is just going to roll his eyes at her antics and just move to go back down to the stables to start getting stuff ready.
All right.
She follows like a moment or two after.
All right. So, it's not long after dawn as you make your descent. A big part of what kind of started drawing people out of their slumber was like the sounds of activity in and around the fort as the kobolds start to wake up and start gathering up anything they might want or need. Those kobolds who were armed previously, just in case of hostilities with the patrol, are still armed. It looks like several of them took the intervening day to scavenge what they could from the fallen jade halberds to sort of make like stitched together like improvised armor to better protect themselves in case it's needed. So some of the kobolds have like improvised leathers or like some metal plating here and there. It's not a lot, and it definitely doesn't fit very well, but it's more protection than their otherwise largely naked bodies would have. So
All right,
Sounds
cool.
sensible.
the wagons outside are already loaded up with supplies, cows hooked up to some of them. The weakest of the kobolds and the majority of the leverage are primarily the ones being loaded up into the wagons, along with like those who have like family among the leverage or friends. Those who are remaining on the ground, for one thing, Najira and Kathan, and a handful of others who appear to largely be loners in this horde, in the sense that they don't necessarily have family among the leverage or the rest of the workers, so they don't have anyone to sit close to for comfort's sake. So as they're all kind
We'll
of
hand out her maps to the designated small group leaders.
all right. Let's just sort of hand out the maps. As kind of Najira is approaching you. Right, this is one thing we still need to nail down. Are we traveling in one large group or are we splitting up? Personally, I would prefer to travel in one large group just for the safety in numbers, but there are a lot of us, and I fear that might draw unwanted attention. What do you think?
Me? I would just travel all together. These are just in case we get separated.
Yeah, I guess keeping everybody together is probably the most sensible thing to do.
It wouldn't hurt to start that way.
Yes, traveling as a group is probably the best. We probably should position ourselves. Ludviek is motioning to, the party. Should position ourselves in a way that at least we're keeping an eye on different angles. I was thinking, if you'll allow the suggestion, I was thinking Kari and Boron at the front, as Kari would be the best to deal with anyone asking questions. Minnove and what's her dad's name again?
Kathan?
Nathan.
Kathan. Minnove and Kathan in the middle, and myself and Nijira at the back to make sure that none are to make sure there are no stragglers and to help keep the pace, and also to watch the rear. Tuki, well, I was thinking you could move between the groups. If there's any messages that need to be relayed, you would be the best to do it. And also, if you see something, you can probably be the best to spot it first.
Oh, wouldn't that mean that the front would be the best spot for spotting things?
It's good to keep an eye out in every angle. You're basically the wild card. But of course, this is just idea I had. If there's better positioning you think of, go right ahead. But I'm going to say I will position myself at the rear group.
That sounds sensible.
I would rather keep myself in the center of the horde or at the front, personally. I want to make sure that the horde can see me or easily reach me. Whether I like it or not, I'm in a leadership position here. They need someone to look to.
So, Kathan and Mom switched places then. And so you can have Kathan at the back, and Mom can walk with me, I guess.
Sounds like a plan. As long as you have no objections, Kathan. None. Good. All right, it sounds to me like we have a plan. Only other thing we need to discuss is our route.
Right.
Probably
I think we
the
should go with the pacifist route.
You're so funny. I feel like the most, it was discussed earlier, the most direct route is probably the best, quickest, safest, though the most traveled, but that's where Tuki comes in, and keeping an eye on everyone and everything, and making sure that we are well informed of what's to come. You think you okay to do that, Tuk?
Yes, I can do that.
All right.
You're just very fast. Faster than I.
I can scout the sides of the roads and stuff.
Yes.
Tuki is our honorary elf, which do not exist in this universe.
That's only for porn, Ludviek.
I forgot about that.
Wait,
Elves, mythical creatures who do not exist, who are incredibly beautiful and, fortuitously for our handsome young protagonist, extremely fertile. That was incredibly creepy. I'm so sorry. That was a horrible sentence for me to say.
Well, no, Skij. Hey, I know the next book you can write after. I don't know.
No!
All right. That'd be an awkward one to explain with the audience you just had your in-person thing with.
They were 6th through 8th graders. I'm not telling them about elf smut, okay? I'm not writing elf smut. Someone
this
else
is why
can do
you
that
get-
if they want. Have fun, knock yourself out. I'm not gonna do it, largely because I don't think I'm qualified.
Anyway, Skij, you've earned yourself a dark side point. I need you to roll a d6 to see if you fall to the dark side for this one.
Okay.
6.
You're safe for now.
Awesome. Okay.
Alright.
So, that distraction aside, most direct route, so just following the road then.
I believe the idea was we would follow the road back. We would then move around the city of Antharine. Most likely use it as a camp on the outside of it. A distance away.
It would be nice to stop in and say hi to. I know Bob wants to say hi to you.
I sincerely doubt we'd be able to bring the entire horde in.
Well, I don't think we'll bring them in, but like a camp, a couple go sneak in and sneak back out.
Sneak. You could just go right through the door.
It would be
With
wise,
60
I think,
kobolds.
to send someone ahead just to make sure the city is aware of our approach.
Ah, the caravan. Yes, yes.
If suddenly a horde of 50 plus kobolds appears on their radar out of nowhere, that might raise alarms, and especially seeing as some of us are armed. I don't want to give the people in that city the wrong impression. If they think we're a threat and decide to act on that perception, there's not much we can do about it. Loath as I am to
I've
give
been
away our
saying that
position.
already.
What was that?
I've been saying that since we met Thoric.
Right. Well, I, for one, personally would not mind a chance to step back into that city and meet with Robert again. Haven't spoken with him in ages. There's much I would say to him.
Worst case scenario, Ludviek then shines the. Worst case scenario, at this, Ludviek flashes one of his, which everyone else has, the Halkis State Crest. We are technically on business from the capital. We could, if need be, and people start asking questions, we're merely escorting these refugees through these lands to beyond.
I don't think this was done in official capacity, Ludviek.
No, but
Yes,
it is.
yes,
we were-
Tuki, it's called a lie.
No. We were technically sent to help deal with a kobold issue, and we are helping them.
That is a bending of the truth.
I would like
This
to
was a
see it-
favor to. The information was a favor to Minnove. It was not a job.
At the end of the day, it doesn't need to be true as long as people believe it. I'm not concerned with telling the truth. I'm concerned with keeping my horde safe. If a lie will protect them, then so be it. But, and she looks up at you again, Ludviek, you are a follower of Suna? Is that the name of your people's nature goddess?
Yes, goddess of healing, of family, and of reading my bio again, so I'm getting this correct. and not
Love,
actually
life,
saying
and
something that-
nature. Like
Yeah,
love, life, and nature.
Yeah, there we go. I love it when notes take forever to load.
If that's the case, that at the very least gives you an angle to work with that is rooted in something a bit more true. I'm given to understand your order does a great deal for refugees or those in need.
Yes. Yes, that actually might be the better option. I sometimes forget, even my own self. But it is a good reminder from others sometimes we need.
Right. Well,
But it is good, then we have many options. But even then, we have a long road.
we do.
I think it would be a good way to go so that we don't get Godfried into hot water if, well, for one,
And-
people don't believe us, or if things go badly.
A good point. A good point, Tuki. Thank you.
Well then, give me a moment to address the horde. She then turns and addresses the horde, speaking in dragon tongue, so the only one here who knows any of what she's saying is Minnove. The time's come to leave this place behind, my friends. I trust you all have everything you need gathered and you are ready to travel. We're likely to be on this path for several days. The plan is simple. We'll follow the main road. Though we are in large numbers, we at the very least have them, and she gestures back to your group, to provide us with guidance, at least until we're closer to where Torek and the other escapees last were. This likely means we'll come close to large human settlements, namely the city of Antarine. I understand that this will be frightful for most of you after what we have been through, but please understand and know I lived among humans for most of my life before we ever met. I know them. The cruelties that happened here at this fort are common, but they are also not the norm. Not for the rank and file of the humans. They might be uninformed, but they are not inherently cruel or evil. So long as we do not disturb them, they are not likely to have any reason to accost us. We pass in peace, perhaps notify them we're there, so that they have no reason to suspect an attack. I know this will scare some of you. If you have concerns, I invite you to bring them to me as we travel. I'll speak with you however long you need. All I can ask of you now is your trust and your patience as we move on, and remember, at the end of this path, our friends and families and our hatchlings wait for us. Have some faith, and we'll not be keeping them waiting any longer. Light guide us. There's sort of an echoing response from the others at that. Light guide us. She turns back to all of you. There are no more preparations to make, I fear. It's time to go.
All right.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, so dividing yourselves as instructed, with Minnove and Najira sort of in the center, the beating heart of the horde. Kari and who was it in the front?
Boron.
Kari and Boron in front. And Ludviek and Kathan in the back, with Tuki kind of ping-ponging all over the place to be the bird's eye view of the surrounding area. Ha 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 ha. But you begin to...
That's my second story.
She climbs all the trees.
She climbs a tree, nests for 5 minutes, climbs a different tree, nests for 5 minutes. You gather up your supplies, and as one cohesive unit, roll out from Fort Red Iron, now a silent and abandoned obelisk, its torches and other flames extinguished at your departure, leaving it just a hollow, cold monument of what it used to be. The bodies of its soldiers now buried in snow and largely stripped of what they once were, left to the elements and the wildlife that soon enough will encroach on this now abandoned fort to occupy its cold wind-filled halls. As you take the prisoners and slaves who once inhabited it and the mines below and take them home to freedom, back to their loved ones. Soon enough, the hilly and rocky terrain of this mountainous valley is behind you. Now, because you do have a handful of members traveling on foot, and you do have the cows, we're not going to be able to get the full benefits of traveling via Butterscotch, where normally you could get in like 30 miles of travel in a given day. We're back down to the standard 24.
Yep.
So, with that in mind, eventually you turn south and west, and it's getting on towards about noon as you find your group passing by the House of Respite, where you had spent a night prior. Further on, you know that there is a checkpoint waiting for you. I imagine you, is there anything you wish to do in regards to that?
We can't really do much here, I believe.
Might be good to have Tuki go ahead and say that they're coming with a large group.
Yeah, sounds good.
Right.
And I'll leave the reason up to you guys, because Ludviek's got the back. This is all your show. Rock it.
All right. So, words eventually sort of brought to Tuki, and I imagine Tuki would remember this anyway, Kraven, perfect memory, that you do have the checkpoint coming up with the very bored soldiers there, but they still have a job to do, and they're not jade halberds. So, if no objections are to be had, you move on ahead of the rest of the group to get there first and notify the soldiers that a large group is passing through, and don't fucking panic. So, un momento, as I just move your location further forward. So it's getting on towards evening when Tuki moves on ahead from the rest of the group. You sort of follow the road down, I'd say about maybe 10 minutes ahead of the caravan, before eventually, at this point, you're low enough back down that the snow has sort of cleared. The air is somewhat warmer as you're back down to, the neutral ground level of the rest of the Valrivi Valley, or close to it at least. You round a bend in the road, sort of surrounded on either sides by evergreen trees and sort of rocky formations and thick underbrush, when you see that wooden checkpoint sort of between these, rocky formations. A wooden palisade wall with a guard post on top, 2 towers, one on either end, both also made of wood planks, and just a simple guardhouse behind that big double gate that your wagon rolled through previously. And as you're approaching, you do see 2 soldiers on the roof. One of them turns to you as you're approaching, Tuki, because I imagine you're not doing much to be stealthy.
No. If I'm
Okay.
supposed to talk to them, I wouldn't slink around.
Fair enough. All right, so you approach pretty openly. One of the guards spots you, leans forward slightly. Oh, there. Haven't seen you pop through. Because I'm pretty sure... Oh, wait, no, they would have seen you. They didn't see Minnove. Minnove was the one hiding.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
the one that told them we had paperwork.
Right. So the soldier sort of turns around, looks at you for a second. You... Oh, stop. Hold that. You passed through here before?
Uh-huh.
You look familiar.
Yes, I did.
Where's the rest of your group? You were in a wagon, weren't you?
Yep, and we are coming back with many more wagons and many more people.
Really?
Most of which are kobolds.
Beg your pardon?
The workforce at the mine the Jade Halberds were in charge of.
The 2 soldiers kind of glance at each other. Wait, hold on. You mean there were kobolds working that mine?
Yes. Did you not know?
No? I mean, we knew we had kobolds in the region occasionally, but we didn't think... Right, the commander's going to want to have words with you. Stay where you are.
Alright.
Soldier kind of heads off to one side, descends from the tower, probably via ladder, pops out, then quickly just shoves his way into that guardhouse. And a couple moments later, a somewhat more heavily armored soldier steps out, looks your way. He looks tired and he looks annoyed, but he draws himself up, puts on a professional face, somewhat older human gentleman, almost kind of looks like Nolan from Invincible if he was all gray and one of his eyes was gone, like a cross between Conquest and Nolan. He's kind of got that vibe going on. As he kind of walks up to you. Right.
Hello.
One of my people tells me that your group is coming through with a large number of kobolds.
That is correct.
Right. Well, I'm going to need you to walk me through how it is that's happened, because when you last came through here, you told us that you were going to the fort that the Jade Halberds operated for one reason or another, reinforcements, I think it was, and now you're coming back through telling me that you're bringing a population of kobolds who were from that mine? There's a disconnect between your entry story and your departure, and I would very much like to hear the details before I permit anyone to go through these gates.
The entry story was the falsehood. We did not want the Jade Halberds aware that we were coming because we knew that they were doing unsavory things. And so instead of having a kobold uprising, we are trying to bring them through peacefully to get them back home.
Make for me a persuasion check.
Ooh.
I am not great at these guys.
Hmm.
This is so nerve-wracking.
$12.
Hmm.
Soldier works his jaw for a couple of seconds as he considers your story. Well, at least you were upfront about all that. Credit where it's due. Now, the Jade Halberds were authorized to be running that operation. You do know that, right?
I just didn't think it was legal to have slaves kill children and torture people.
Well, vast majority of the time you would be right about that, but at the same time, need I remind you that you're a civilian?
What difference does that make between right and wrong?
It's not about right and wrong. It's about authority.
Yes, and authority did a great job, didn't they?
The fuck was that?
I'm sorry, I'm muting that.
Please. Soldier's lip kind of quirks up a bit into a bit of a smirk. Sassy one, aren't you?
I'm not in a very good mood.
Hmm.
And I'm very tired. And I am very tired of people trying to tell me that I can't do good things if I don't have permission.
Believe it or not, I understand the feeling. At the same time, though, those rules exist for a reason. Because maybe you are right. If it was a slave operation, I'm in agreement with you, that's shit. But also keep in mind that if any random civilian can take matters into their own hands, then what happens when a random civilian does that? Who doesn't have a good moral compass?
I don't know.
Bad things
But
is
the
what
problem I'm
happens.
seeing is that usually authority is the one doing the bad things. It happened in Idenir. It happened in Canala's Rest. I saw somebody seize authority through force in Lamsong. They are the ones who got to make the rules, not the ones that had to follow them.
Well, you're speaking plainly with me, so I do appreciate that. And you had the good courtesy to let us know your group was coming through. I appreciate that too. But just so we're clear, Until I speak with whoever's in charge of this group you're bringing through, I'm not opening that gate.
I wouldn't really know who to say is in charge, to be completely honest.
Is it safe to say that this large number of kobolds is traveling as a horde? A unified number?
I guess so.
Hordes usually have someone at the helm. I'll talk to them.
Alright. I'll let them know. They did send me to talk to you first, though.
Well, you're certainly not going anywhere alone in a situation like this. Sort of turns and calls back. Edgar, get out here. And the soldier who sort of called to you from the wall earlier pops his head out and comes jogging over. Yes, Sergeant? This one's heading back up the road. You're going with her. What, alone? There's only 4 of us here, Edgar. If things turn dicey, you turn around and come back immediately. I just need to make sure this one doesn't run off. All right. I'm being very patient with this situation right now, so I want you to keep that in mind, all right?
Tuki's just gonna turn around and start leading the guy back without a word.
Alright. So, the rest of you are maybe 5 minutes out when you all spot Tuki coming back around the bend with a Valrivi soldier sort of not far behind her. His eyes kind of widen a bit when he takes in your caravan.
I would like to speak to Najira.
Minnove's gonna turn over to look over at Najira, almost asking, are you good?
This is my job. I'll do it to the best of my ability.
Relax, Sonny. That's,
What?
They didn't, they're peaceful.
Alright. Yeah.
That said, I wouldn't mind some of you tagging along to give me some backup on this.
I would.
Well, since I was the one that decided to be honest, I'll be going with.
All right.
I mean, I guess I have to stay here and stay in the middle if no one else is really.
Right.
But here, and Minnove is going to I guess if she's doing the conversation, she's gonna give a bardic to Najira.
All right. Najira nods to you thankfully for that, as you kind of just give a few little words of encouragement in your native tongue. All right. She sort of addresses the horde again. Everyone remain in your seats and remain calm. We'll get through this. Right then. And she nods to the soldier and shifts it back to common. Take me to your leader. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
I'm holding back giggles here, man.
Yeah.
So, as a group, the caravan slows a bit as you come back down that bend, and before too terribly long, sort of a evening sunlight sort of crawling across the checkpoint, your caravan rolls back around. The sergeant is still waiting sort of in the middle of the road, standing sort of more at attention this time, kind of standing upright, hands folded behind his back, patiently waiting. Eventually, the caravan starts to crawl to a stop, and Najira steps forward. Who all wants to accompany her here?
Tuki's fine too.
Okay, Tuki.
I'm staying in the front.
Okay. Does Ludviek want to tag along?
That's actually an important thing. Yeah, he will. He will. Mostly because he feels like his presence will at least help.
And does Kari want to tag along?
No.
Okay. So.
Mostly. I'm actually going to bed now.
That's fair. You sound tired. You go get some eat, my guy.
All right. Have fun, guys, with this situation.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This is kind of the gamble. This was kind of like the gamble. Like, there were two potential paths you could have taken: following the main road or trying to get around the checkpoint by going off the beaten path. And both had their own hiccups, and this is the main path hiccup. I've got a chart.
With the
Minnove will
wagons,
stay behind.
with the wagons, it's probably difficult to go around.
Yeah.
It definitely would have taken longer, and there would have been other dangers.
All right.
Either way, so Najira with Tuki and Ludviek step up to the sergeant. Puts his hand out as you're getting maybe about 30 feet away. That's close enough for now. I take it you're the one in charge of this merry band? I am Najira Ringdancer. I speak for the kobolds of the horde behind me. The others are friends, our rescuers. So I'm told. Is there a problem, officer? A bit. Namely, you need to understand, it's a bit of a tall order to let through a suddenly, inexplicably appearing horde of kobolds. Enlighten me. Your people do have a reputation, and I've been in this line of work long enough to say with a degree of confidence that it's not unearned. I see no small number of greenscales in your number. Whether either of us likes it or not, I've had to cross blades with more than a few of their kind. I'm going to need some assurance that letting you through won't cause trouble for anyone beyond this gate. What kind of assurance do you believe would help you with that? I can offer you my word, but I get the impression that won't mean much to you. I'll not lie, you're better spoken and common than I was expecting, so it might mean more than you'd think. But yes, I will need something at least a little bit more substantial than just an I promise. Well, you need to understand first and foremost that we've all been enslaved for nearly 10 years. We're weakened. We're in no position to cause problems or a fight. All we're trying to do is reunite with our loved ones. Loved ones? There were others who escaped from that mine not long ago. I'm sure you noticed an uptick in kobold activity in these mountains some weeks ago. We did. It was your kin? Yes. Many of them would have slipped by you. All we seek to do is reunite. And what then? We have no intention of starting any fights with the people of Valrive, if that's your concern. Such confrontation is a fight we would invariably lose, and setting that aside, many humans are my friends. I don't desire to hurt them. Maybe you don't, but what about the horde behind you? They are my horde. They will act as I direct them to. What were the halberds having you do, anyway? I'm told you were slaves, but... We were made to work a mine, largely producing iron and quarried stone. The entire operation's done now, and we're not going back. The sergeant kind of rubs at the back of his head in frustration.
Ludviek steps forward. If it means anything from the rescuers, I saw the conditions these people were put under. It was abominable. They used the elderly and the children as ways of keeping them in line, with threats of death. These are beaten people. They only seek to reunite with their loved ones and find a home of their own. I make my own promise as I travel with them that they will not bring harm, and no harm shall fall them either. If that means anything, that is what I say.
That depends on who you are. I'm informed that a Rythar passed through here before. Who are you?
Ludviek, Inush, follower of Suna.
Suna?
And...
Rather heavily armed for one of the pacifist goddess's faithful, aren't you?
A common observation, yes. It is... I have found good to protect those. You sometimes also need to have a shield and a weapon at your side, for you can help many with arms outstretched, but your arms crossed can also protect those that are dear to you or to others. But I seek, mostly, more than anything else, to help those that are hurt and to give those that need it the strength to carry on. And my cause finds me to travel with this group.
Kind of looks past you at the rest of the kobolds again. Well, that's all well and good. And for what it's worth, I believe you, Sunan. But there is also another matter, and he sort of inclines his head towards you, Tuki. And I imagine none of you are going to be too happy for me bringing this up. But there is also the matter of your friend's open confession that you attacked an independently operating fort, near as I can tell. I'm not arguing about the morals of the Jade Halberds operation if they were keeping slaves. I'm in agreement that they were terrible. But I'm a sworn enforcer of the law of Valrive, so I'm going to need you to give me a very good reason why I shouldn't write you up for this.
How far is like the caravan from, I guess, where Minnove, like where they are from where Minnove is?
I'd peg you as being maybe 90 feet away.
So I wouldn't hear that. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not unless, like, if you're remaining in the heart of the caravan, because it's like, the caravan's fairly lengthy, so it's like, there's 30 feet between the sergeant and the group, and maybe like 20 to 30 feet between the group and the front of the caravan, so like...
Oh, good. I
60
didn't know
to
where
90 feet,
where
yeah.
like we were placed, so yeah, I can't react to it. Didn't even hear what he said.
If it were just a matter of a bunch of slaves overthrowing their captors, how different would that be for you having to write up a situation?
Well, slavery of people in Valreeve is ultimately forbidden.
So what you're saying is you would rather we had done it the legal way, which takes months, which gives them plenty of opportunity to kill more people. Kidnap more, too.
Look, I understand your frustration. But one thing that happens when you decide to move fast is you break things. As it so happens, the world around us isn't a flat road. He sort of bends down, picks up a rock, and tosses it out into the middle of the road between you, and it just kind of hits with a little thump. Our actions don't exist in isolation. Anything we do has rippling consequences. I recognize you don't like it. I agree with you, it's slow. But you move too fast and then rush to try and put everything right. And what you're ultimately going to do, no matter how many little victories you achieve, you don't know what consequences might reverberate out from that. That's what all of these rules and laws are for, to minimize that damage.
They got away with breaking them. Sounds like you're upset that their consequences caught up with them.
Tuki, do not sort of speak so harshly. Yes.
No, Ludviek, you didn't have to live through this.
No, I did not. But even then, I can understand that there are also... Yes, we have definitely broken a few rules doing this. I myself have recognized that. But we also have to understand that rules themselves are actually made for a reason. But right now, the main thing we should be focused on is doing what we can with what we have done.
And I tried. And now we're getting trouble for it.
We would be in less trouble for it if we remained calm. We do not
Why
need to
should I
antagonize.
remain calm?
Because you do not need to antagonize. There is definitely a route that is peaceful here. It will be difficult, but we can do it. It may harden your heart, but we cannot let bitterness and resentment for what he is make ourselves turn
What
to our
you
own
don't understand is that I have been putting aside my resentment and bitterness my entire life, and I am sick of it.
Tuki. It's Najira speaking up. I don't blame you. I feel the same way, but this moment is not the time. Please. The sergeant is waiting patiently.
He's just shutting up.
Boron is gonna get down from his wagon.
Okay.
And
Actually, yeah, is there?
walk up to them,
And who might you be?
I was the one in charge, and if you need someone to rest, that would be me.
Boron.
Sergeant kind of quirks an eyebrow. If you were the one in charge, why didn't you step forward with the rest?
I was keeping an eye on the group.
Given the size of your group, it occurs to me you have people for that. A leader should represent his people.
Take it for what it's worth. If you need somebody to arrest, do it.
You see, the thing is, ultimately, I'd really rather not.
Yeah, I guess that can be cumbersome.
It does. I will point out to you all, it does you all a great deal of credit that you elected to talk to us first. Weakened though you may be by a mine, there are enough kobolds here that you could easily overwhelm this little outpost.
Yes.
I'm the only one here who's a veteran. It would have been child's play.
That's not what we do.
I'm getting that impression. After all, you went out of your way to avoid a fight. Look, speaking plainly, and he sort of nods at you again, Tuki. Again, I do agree with you on many things that you've said. I wish things could move faster. So, I put forward a question to you all. Do you have evidence on hand of the halberds' wrongdoings in that fort?
Yes, we do.
Then I propose a trade. You press that evidence into our possession and our care, and if anything of substance is found in them, then we'll consider that effectively payment for any fines for what you may have done. You pass the matter into our jurisdiction. We address it.
May we have a writ?
A what?
May we have a writ that is our current deal? Since if we continue traveling, this will probably happen again.
I suppose I can do up a writ, though it will only apply for this specific situation. If you go around raiding other forts and disrupting other economic opportunities, or ventures rather, I can't guarantee that whatever sergeant or commander you get in those scenarios will be so willing to bend the rules.
Forthcoming.
I've been in this business a very long time. Been a soldier most of my life. I've seen how fucked up things can get. You're not wrong when you say a lot of people in positions of power do rotten things. I believe you when you say you broke up a slavery operation. I can see it behind you clear as day.
If I planned to take them on more raids, I wouldn't have stopped to tell you.
I believe you. Not everyone will.
We planned accordingly. We packed enough supplies for them to last for weeks. And nothing will happen.
I'm going to take you at your word on that. But first things first. We're talking a lot about things, but I need to see this evidence first.
Very well. I'm going to Kari.
Yeah, I think Kari and Tuki had most of the evidence on hand.
Alright, so you kind of call out to Kari. He steps forward, sort of quickly explain the situation to him. Very well. I suppose it's a small thing to part with. Sort of starts reaching into his pack and withdraws the various bits of parchment and documentation that he sort of kept on hand, I'm assuming, from the mining operation, namely some of Terlock's like personal journals and records and things like that. This isn't exhaustive. More of it is still left over in the keep, but this should be enough to get you started and point you in the right direction. The sergeant takes the sheets, looks them over for a couple of minutes. Well then. We'll have to search the keep ourselves to correlate all of this. But you're not wrong that it's a start. Well then, sort of tucks the tome under his arm. Well then, I believe we have a deal.
I'll go up and shake his hand.
He shakes it firmly and kind of mutters to you. I can also tell that you've been doing this for a long time, so as one veteran to another, if you want people to think you're in charge, step forward first. Puts a better picture in their head. A leader who hangs back projects the image of a coward, and someone as tough-looking as you, you're not a coward. He heads back into the guardhouse. And Najira had been visibly very tense and relaxes a bit once the sergeant is out of sight. I did not like all of that.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Could have gone better, but it works.
All of your frustration and anger are things that I share, Tuki.
I wanted Valreef to be better than where I grew up. It's upsetting.
Where did you grow up?
Islam in Parvara.
I've never been to Parvara. I've heard it can be pretty rough. Especially for your kin.
Let's just go.
After a minute later, the sergeant emerges from the guardhouse with a few sheets of parchment. Hands them over. Right. I have a copy of these. Here you are. You can be sure that we're probably going to be keeping an eye on you at least for a little bit, so do try to keep out of trouble. And just so we're clear and so you know, I am obligated to send someone ahead to notify my commanding officer of this whole ordeal. So, at the very least, well, Antarine won't be terribly surprised if you walk by.
It's not like we can stay stealthy with 5 cards.
No, you really can't.
I wanted to say off the radar, but that's...
I don't know what a radar is, but... we haven't invented the submarine yet. We don't have those. One moment, I'm chewing my apple.
The thinking apple.
No, I just wanted a snack. Well then, for all of your sakes, I sincerely hope that nothing you've said to me today has been a lie. I'm putting a lot of faith in you. Good luck out there. And he turns and calls back. Open her up, Edgar. Let them through. You sure, Sarge? Now, Cadet! Yes, sir! And after a moment, the gates swing open. Right. I'm gonna move on.
Whew.
That works.
All right. So, returning back to the caravan, Najira eventually sort of slinks to back to your side, Minnove, sort of and looks exhausted when she shows up.
So, went well? Minnove's gonna give a smile with like 2 thumbs up.
Najira chuckles slightly. We're going through at least. No one's been arrested or stopped.
Oh, so it went swimmingly.
She kind of just gives you a tired look.
Okay.
It was
It went
extremely
well, it went
stressful,
fine.
and we're very lucky that the man we met was reasonable enough to bend the rules.
You better bend them. She kind of like mutters to herself as the gates aims.
Yeah, as you're sort of passing through the gates, yeah. Your friend Tuki,
Yeah?
I don't wish to pry, but is she okay, do you think?
Well, I don't, she drank quite more frequent than she would. Typically she'd have 1 or 2 and call it a night, and last night was matching me, so can't imagine she's in. I'll talk to her.
All right. So, with that in mind, you move on ahead, passing through the gates, and find yourselves back out into Val Reef proper. Sort of passing through that checkpoint, you have maybe an hour of light left, so maybe about 3 more miles. So you get about, I'd say, there before it starts getting dark, and the group might need to stop to set up camp.
Sounds good.
All right. So,
I will help set up camp, and when I see Tuki at some point during the night, I will snipe in.
all right. Easy enough.
But I'm willing to wait for other people to do other things if they wish to do other things over first night camp.
Ludviek mostly would just be worrying about getting camp set up and making sure everything gets handled well. Probably just make sure the wagons are arranged in a circular formation, wagon coverage.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Makes
Same.
sense. All right.
All right. I'm assuming then no one else is wanting to do anything specifically.
Doesn't seem like it.
All right. Minnove is going to find Tuki. gonna go look for her. And try and talk.
Yeah.
Keep to her word.
I think she set up a campfire a little further away just because she's embarrassed about her behavior earlier.
All right. Minnove will follow the scent, I'm assuming.
I mean, it's still
And-
not far, but like not in the main cluster.
Yeah. Like a little bit away.
A
little separate.
Little low.
A little. Minnove will gently walk up. Hey, Tuki. What you doing all the way out here? You know the company's over that way, right?
I just lost my temper today, so I thought I'd give myself a little space.
Lose your temper. It's not like you. Minnove will sit down. Mind if am I okay to take a seat? I can stand and not just be around if you want.
You're always
Gee.
welcome, company.
Good. I like your company. So, I wasn't. They had to talk with the captain, and everyone seemed quite high strung about it. But
I don't know. I tried to be honest and even though he believed everything I said, I still was made to feel like I was in the wrong. It just made me feel like I was back home, where if people already don't like you because of what you look like, you don't get to win. You can't do anything right. I grew up with a boot on the back of my neck, and I wanted to take it off of somebody else when I saw it. And that makes me the potential villain.
Sorry, I apologize. I have not heard the last 2 to 3 minutes. My power went out.
Oh no!
Ah,
Oh no.
So I am so sorry.
That is such bad timing.
No.
It was such bad timing. Like Tuki was like, no, I was having like I lost my temper, and I felt like the bad guy, and I was just about to say something. The power went out. Everything went dark. Oh,
Really good speech, too.
I apologize.
It's not your fault. It's okay.
I'm sure I will hear it, but can I please get a paraphrased version? I do apologize.
It's okay.
just a lot of Tuki talking about how she's kind of comparing Kraven in Parvara to kobolds in Valrive, and how they're just not allowed to do anything right, and helping. She feels she's being viewed as the bad guy in the situation, and being basically told that you're a criminal when compared to the Jade Halberds. It was making her upset.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. I apologize.
Stop apologizing! You didn't knock the power out. Unless you
No,
did, in
but
which case
God.
the fuck, but you didn't, so it's fine.
I am by the power breaker. I am by the power breaker, but I swear to God. I apologize. Anyways. Continue us off there, Tuki.
No, I had literally just finished when you came back in.
Yeah, like the sentence she ended on was like, I lived most of my life with a boot on the back of my neck, and when I saw it on someone else's, I wanted to take it off.
All right, cool. Let me get back into it. You know, I know I haven't experienced half the things that other kobolds have, and I haven't at all experienced what you've experienced. Not that I can guess or imagine. And it's fucked up.
Yeah.
I wish it was better. I do. But in my time of existing on the same land as some of these brutish folks and comparing heroes to villains and the ones to strike the hand as the ones to cause the downfall, like, sometimes genuinely the law needs to be broken. And
Now we're back online on my computer. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Sorry. My computer turned back on. My power did come back on, and
No, we got it.
we're good.
Proceed.
And you have a big heart, Tuki. More than most that I've come across. I wish it was better. I wish a lot of things. But however it matters is you in the situation. So.
No. I should have just stayed nice so that
Fuck staying nice.
I almost caused trouble for the horde and you just got reunited with your family. It's a bad time to get all self-righteous.
Oh, I would probably be the same. In fact, I probably would not have shut up. I would have yelled. I would have screamed. Maybe it didn't shocking grasp. I don't know. I'd have fried him. She tries to make light. Tries to joke. Probably would have ruined it right there. All me. No, you, from what I can understand and from what I've heard and what I've talked about and what I know of you, you said everything that was right. You were speaking nothing but truth and honesty and, frankly, a good kick up the arse for some of them. I don't want you to bury your emotion because of some stupid man with a clipboard. And I feel that's happened more than once. And anything
Go
else?
ahead. Um, I don't know. I'm that for one thing, that spell, just the skin is crawling since getting hit with it twice.
Oh, yeah. It's not a nice one. And on you, I can't. I'm sorry that you had to experience that sort of fear.
Yeah, I mean it's over. Just new.
It's over and you survived.
Let's talk about happier things. Your mom is very nice.
Yeah, she's very, very friendly, very nice. So is my dad, I guess. That was new.
He seems very awkward.
Yeah. Though I feel like that's the 20 years of fatherless behavior I've exhibited throughout my life. It's a joke. But no, very, very nice to see them, to reunite. We had a slight conversation last night. Mostly talked about the orphan, which he refers to as the dragon that I see, and heard her story of what happened, and heard a little bit of mine, and then we parted ways for the night. Last night.
Would have been like 2 nights ago.
The other night.
What are your plans now that you've finally got her back in your life?
I don't know. I didn't think I'd make it this far. I'm not sure. To be honest. Like, gonna sound so stupid. But I guess in some way, for the last decade and so, I've always been looking for belonging, a family, or a home, somewhere to call home. And
I know that feeling.
and now that she's here, it feels complete. Like it feels like a sandwich. Like you put the bread and you put the jelly and you put the peanut butter and you put them together and it's there. But it doesn't feel right. I don't know. It's not what I expected, I guess.
Because you can't eat peanut butter and jelly?
It's such a dreadful thing. I hear it's so good. I try. I sniff it. It smells delicious.
I mean, it's one of my favorites, but that's,
What kind of jelly do you use?
Well, my favorite was, wild blackberry?
Oh, those smell delicious.
I mean, technically speaking, nothing's stopping you from eating them. It's just you'd get indigestion or something.
I'd get the shits. Okay, we get it.
Yeah. Like,
even pretty girl shit, Skidge. We know.
we know women fart. Yes, I'm very much aware of this. Believe me, I have a mother, and she gave up trying to be polite about those a long time ago. She only holds her farts in at work because she might get fired if she doesn't.
Fair. But
D&D bodily functions.
Proceed.
You know, you gotta try. You need to describe these to me sometime. I mean, I could realistically eat it. Just I won't feel well after. But you know what? That's like a risk I think I'm willing to take. To open up my palate.
Well, if we're talking about things that we ingest that we probably shouldn't, if it's anything like what alcohol does to me, I do not recommend.
No, it's not. It wouldn't be like that.
Unpleasant. I know you don't get headaches from eating berries.
Unless they're really good berries. Then there's a whole other issue you're having to deal with. But yeah, I don't know. It's nice. I enjoy having her around. It's new. I feel like I'm still in some sort of shock. She asked me about you all. Just kind of get a vague idea on what to expect. I gave her what I could. Didn't give her everything. That's for conversation. That's not for me to for me to bring up, but.
Does she have any initial impressions on everybody?
I don't know. I mean, it's been about 10 years since I've seen her. I don't know what her oh, I like you, and oh, I really don't work out to be, but I'd say she respects a lot. Respects you. She's the one who asked me about you and brought it to my attention of your outburst. Concern in a concerning matter of being like, hey, she doing all right? And I was like, I don't know, I haven't checked in on Tuki in a couple of days. Actually, I should probably run in and do so. She's my friend after all, you know, just can't. Anyways.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to feel like your emotions, if you lash out or anything, will get you in trouble. Because if it does, we will figure it out.
From my experience, lashing out only gets me in trouble.
I'm sorry. But, I want to, thank you on your help. If it's worth anything.
Of course.
You,
I would have helped you do anything. I wasn't looking for thanks, so that's infinitely more than I was expecting.
know you're not looking for it, but you deserve it. You did a lot for me and helping and everyone else. The maps, that must have taken you hours to do. Very detailed,
Yeah.
very well done.
I wasn't too far away from you and your mom and dad having a conversation. Couldn't hear it because I was too focused. But
I didn't do that. The music in the music room suddenly changed. I didn't do that. Someone did it without my permission.
Oh.
It's fine. It fits. Keep going.
Why not again? I know. We'll be here on my phone. It's good. We're good. What was the last thing you said there?
Just So are you done then?
Done with what?
You going to go back home to Antrim? You going to stay with the... Kind of glances over with the horde.
Minnove's gonna look over at the horde, and then look down, and then look over at Tuki, and then look down again.
It's like, fuck. This bit.
I'm gonna be completely honest. What I was saying about home and it all. I've come across kobolds before. In smaller amounts, not hordes or anything of this larger exterior. And I don't know, doesn't really feel comfortable, I guess. I spent most of my life with humans, so being in a horde would be different. If you want my honest opinion, I haven't thought much about it. I mean, I have. It did cross my mind the other night there.
I mean, it was the whole reason you set out traveling in the first place, so
It is.
for me to get on anybody's case about planning. It was just curiosity.
I mean, it was. But I don't know. I feel like I found my home here. Does that make sense? I don't like.
With our little band of 5.
Yeah, sort of. Mostly, yes.
I guess I'm not sure what you mean entirely. You don't sound confident about it. Well, I know you're not talking about like the entire horde because you already said that that's uncomfortable. Which is why I narrowed it down to the 5 of us, but you still don't sound sure.
I mean, yes, the 5 of us, yes. I do consider everyone, I guess, my herd or my hold. But I don't know. it feels more comfortable here than with a hold and trying to find food and hunt food. I personally like mingling with mankin. I think mankin can be very entertaining, much more entertaining than kobolds. If you want my opinion of it, kobolds are very, very skewed in their thoughts and very, very rigid. At least all the kobolds that I've met.
I think anybody can get that way, but I don't know kobolds very well. I think
Me
you're the
neither.
only one I've really gotten to know.
No idea. No. A hold's not really my thing, and I want to. Minnove is very like fidgety, fidgeting with all her like gits and gats.
There's a bit of clothing here I can play with. I'm going to play with it aggressively.
Oh, aggressively.
Is everything alright?
Yeah, everything's fine. I just it's not something that I've put a lot of thought into. Again, I've only just reunited and such, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like what I thought it would feel.
Can I ask
And
Go ahead.
and I feel that more prevalent of home and laughter and stuff when I'm with you and everyone else as well. And I don't know, it's not really something I'm wanting to leave.
Really?
Yeah, I've lived more of my life an orphan than I have not, and becoming a family with a mother and a father doesn't feel like home anymore, or family, or anything like that of the sort. But right now, here with you, talking about everything, feels more home, family, and I like it a lot more. Right now, I don't even know how to talk to my own mother, so. But with you, and Boron and Ludviek and Kari and everyone, yeah, sorry, I'm doing my thing again.
That's alright.
I really do ramble and just repeat and say words until someone tells me to shut up. And
Probably won't ever happen for me.
that's why I gotta shut myself up. Because, words a lot and saying them repeatedly, and other words can come out, and those words could be taken other ways, or I could say other things, and it's just not what's needed at the moment. So, keeping it all focused. I'm focusing so hard, Tuki.
Well, honestly, I'm glad. Spent a very long time not even asking people their name so that I wouldn't have to say goodbye. And when I thought you were going to thinking that you were going to stay with the kobolds, or even just your mother, made me remember why I tried so hard to avoid goodbyes. I didn't want to say goodbye, so it means a lot that you don't want to.
Minnove will take a deep breath in, blow like a lot of like, oof. Yeah. I don't particularly want to say goodbye either. Plus, it'd be so rude of me to have you all help me find my, like, mother and then abandon you all. Like,
Well, not really, since you told us that was why you were traveling in the first place.
yeah. But there are other reasons why I travel that have become more important to me.
Like what?
You. And well, yeah, you're one of my comrades. And
Oh my god.
one of my comrades. And Ludviek and Kari and Boron. Being here is nice.
It is. I think I've kept you up long enough. I've calmed down quite a bit, so suddenly I'm very tired.
Well, you get some rest. Gonna be running a lot for the next couple of days. Gonna need you on tip-top shape.
Well, running around a lot is what I'm best at.
Yeah. There's a few other things, but it's one of them. Anyways, did my job. If you want to move your camp closer, you're more than welcome to. Do you want to, or are you wanting to still stay out here?
I can come closer.
Perfect. I will move my my bedroll right next to yours.
Sounds like a plan. Tuki will get up and put out her fire and grab her pack and head back over to the main group.
All right. We did lose Ludviek a minute ago because Will had to go to bed. So, as you two, with that lovely and out of character, very slightly frustrating conversation, now squared away, you make your way back to the Horde's encampment to settle in for a night of rest. And we'll pick up there next time.
Yay.
Yay!
So, thank you all.
Power be damned.
So, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much for joining us for this session of Ringlight Fables. It was much fun. It's not great to play an asshole like that Sergeant, though.
He was
You liked it. You wanted.
Bad.
he was very reasonable for.
He was, but also, like, we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a minute. I'm doing an outro, so thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Until then, take care of yourselves, keep listening, and don't be a dick. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.